Happy Saturday!
Yay!
Third eye chakra day, purple day. How's everybody doing?
Pre-portal day.
Welcome to 5D Full Disclosure, Heaven on Earth. We are the morning Ascension gathering. First contact ground crew team. My name is Buddha.
And I'm Jerry Pie.
And we welcome you and we love you.
So much. Oh my God, you have no idea how much we love you. His mom loved us so much.
Yep.
She just waited and waited very patiently. Still waiting. It's like, come on, children. You can do it.
The ultimate patience. Like, right when we're like about to just like at our ends road and we're just like, this is it, kill me now or I'm gonna kill something. It's like, what did mom do? She just like found another level of patience, another level of maturity, and you know, through that example we can resort to that. We can use that as a reference point and be like, dang, mom already did it. She did it all. So the trauma, the things that are popping up for all of us right now, it's for us to handle. You know, it's not for mom to be like, well, here's another wave of my fairy wand so you can, you know, magically wisp it all away. No, it's your mastery. You're here as part of the Ascension school, right? The planet is the ultimate mastery and learning center. So it's not for her to do anything more than she has already done, because it's been done. So anything that is popping up, that is coming through, yes, look at it, feel into it, and then transform it. Then get yourself out of it. Ideally, it's happening quicker and quicker, because you'll start noticing these patterns of like, I'm getting triggered over the same thing again. Wait a minute. Why is it happening again? You know, and it's like the angels were like, I'm setting this up for you. Mom's there too, with, you know, orchestrating everything to ensure that you are emotionally stable, to ensure that as this continues to unfold for the rest of humanity, we can hold the light. You know, we're not going to be as triggered so easily, because in many ways we've been training for these very moments. Not just this lifetime, but over many, many lifetimes. And now it is a complete acceleration. It's like, okay, second waivers, third waivers, like, line up. It's time.
Yeah.
So
There's just so many assumptions. The ego just wants to perpetuate this drama of assumptions. Like, you have not even rose-colored glasses. We all have like this murky, kind of foggy, a little bit stained glasses. They're like the old paradigm. It's really time to focus on what it means to be in the present moment. What does that mean? Does that mean that when you look at another being that's close to you, you've already like got their history, all of the stuff that went under the bridge? Still there in your perception of them? Do you actually know what inner transformation that they've gone through? Do you really know this being? Do you really know you? Because if you don't, then you better start now. Because we've seen the Schumann, and we really follow it closely, because it's mom's breath, heartbeat. It's an indicator of where the frequencies are at. And when it blacks out like that for like 40 hours, 20 to 40 hours, it's significant. That means like, here it comes. This is another wave. How are you coping? How are you feeling? The team have gone through the ringer in the last couple of days. Like, the feminine have got this like stomach thing happening, different symptoms, but really in that area, solar plexus. And, you know, we're feeling into individually, what does that mean for each feminine? And we're all transforming different things. So imagine eight representatives of, like, the entire population. That's us. Then you're the trickle out. It means us first, and then you. So when we're battling ourselves, it's a lot. Okay, so now my left neck. So what does that mean? I'm not honoring my divine feminine. I'm not honoring the leadership that mom entrusted me with. That is my contract. We're coming into 2022, divine feminine, balanced harmonics, how Source created it to be, not the Cabal's agenda, God's plan, the divine plan. And when you're fucking around in the drama, in the loops, we're all in it. We're not exempt. We're just observing. We're just at that point in our training that we can see it whilst we're in it. We're self-correcting all the time. For the masculine, it's a lot of this bravado, this competition. It came up yesterday with the team. It's like, no, dudes, they're your brothers. You are brothers. Treat each other with respect. The way you would speak to a feminine, speak to your brother in that way. It repeats, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Mom gives us these lessons hard, fast. Get it already. You have a transitionary government to establish. You have crystal schools to build. What are you fucking around in your drama for? And we're talking to you too. Because 8 beings ain't gonna build this new earth. Mom's already ascended. She's like, it's done. It's just now this movie. How is that movie going to play out for you? Is it next year you're going to be in that same pattern? Same relationship? Same fucking job that you hate? Feel into it. A year's a long time, but it isn't. It's like you can decide, you can choose now to just move on, transform, evolve, or you can wait another year. Then where you be? That's it. Simple, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You'll start to see it's kind of the same. Different person, but the same feeling. Mm-hmm. That hurts. That person doesn't love me. That love has nothing to do with that person. That love is you. That person reflecting the love that you don't feel they have for you is you don't actually love yourself. In fact, not only do you not love yourself, you hate yourself. We're transforming it all. So I wanted to play the second half of Mom's video from 2013, the Year of Truth and Miracles. Share some nuggets from God of all creation. Thank you, Mom.
And quoted from Mahela, "Welcome to the new earth. On February 10th, 2013, I woke up so dizzy I could hardly walk. I wondered to myself what was going on, and I received the information that the earth was shifting. The new year of the water snake started on February 10th. The snake represents our Kundalini energy. Maybe the earth's Kundalini started to rise at that time and will continue to rise as Mother Earth ascends. We're in a place of very, very high frequency energy. This is a place that will finally bring abundance to this planet. No more lack unless that is what you choose to experience. We had to finish the lessons we chose to learn in this lifetime so we would be ready for the new energy. Now, we need to acknowledge the fact that the new energy is here. At the same time, we are in the new energy, and those that tune into this energy will not even be aware of the lower vibrating energy. Uranus is in Aries, and at the spring equinox, we can start vibrating to that planet, which brings changes and surprising events. The sun will be conjunct Uranus at the time of the full moon, which is March 27th. Palm Sunday is March 24th, and Easter is March 31st. Passover starts on the night of March 26th. Right after the sun conjuncts Uranus, it will take a 90-degree angle to Pluto. Pluto rules transformation. Isn't Easter the celebration of the risen Christ or the transformation? Isn't the Christ energy within all of us? Isn't it time for us to shine with the light and love of the Christ within? What a wonderful experience that would be. The sun conjunct Uranus will bring us a new beginning. Uranus is the planet of light and electricity. Maybe one of the light events will be the activation of the light within us. And don't forget that Mercury will be retrograde until March 17th. End of quote. A lot has been accomplished behind the scenes to make space for the higher energies coming in. Just hours before Cobra posted his latest message, the Earth Ally team did receive a telepathic message similar to what he shares below. Quoted from Cobra: "The few remaining underground facilities that were used by the Cabal for their rituals and for mind programming have been completely cleared. All underground storages of weapons and drugs or other underground facilities that were used by the Cabal have been completely cleared. Also, all remaining underground storages of gold, precious objects, and artifacts were removed from the hands of the Cabal. The Cabal can now only use the surface of the planet for its actions. The Resistance has been using its technology to clear the vast majority of the environmental pollution in the layer between the 0 and 30 meters below the surface, and that was put there by the activity of mankind. The Resistance has also removed most of the remnants of past warfare, such as weapons, skeletons, and bones, that have accumulated in that layer through millennia of the violent activity of humanity, and were an anchor for the negative energy for a very, very long time. The Resistance has also blocked a certain technology that the minion Archons had through which they could manifest their minions on the physical plane. All apparitions of Greys and Reptilians have thus ended.
Woo!
22,000 agents of the Resistance have come to the surface of the planet to support the preparation of the final liberation. This number will only increase with time. At this moment, the Cabal still pretty much control the surface. Their main points of focus are the control of the cash flow around the planet, manipulation of intel through the mass media for sheeple, and through disinformation agents for light warriors, and suppression of all evidence of life beyond the quarantined Earth. Certain operations of the light forces will need to be undertaken before that control falls, and they are already in place, ready to be activated at the right moment. One of these operations is already active, and it involves the Pleiadian fleet. There is quite much that still needs to be done, and it is extremely unlikely that the event will happen before the opening of the portal on May 25th. End of quote. The announcements have already begun for those paying attention. It's recommended to let go of all expectations, as when this occurs, the grandeur appears. Love wins on planet Earth equal heart. Quoted from Montague King through Veronica. The truth will set you free. Remember that the truth is there, before you, hidden in plain sight. Think of this as you journey to enlightenment and into freedom. Send love and light to each other. Come together as never before, and nothing can stop you. End of quote. Decreed by heaven. We are smack in the middle of the transformations. The dominoes are falling. The mirror of love mirroring love on planet Earth has been activated. This will be a process continually unfolding. This is the divine plan manifesting now on planet Earth equal heart. Thank you for spreading these messages to others and keeping your hearts open and staying tuned in. And transmission in all love is unconditionally. We are so in love with humanity. Love the Galactic Free Press staff, humanity's Earth allies, the Company of Heaven, and the First Contact Ground Crew team.
Woo! Wow, the pink hat series.
I love that pink hat. Mm-hmm.
That gave me full body light
at the
ups,
very end, I'm all
like,
I was like,
and
whoa.
the First Contract Ground Crew team. Like, that's us! This is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, truth bumps. Exactly, David.
Yeah, it's just the multidimensionality of all her stories. They all are so relevant in these moments. You know, she was time traveling. She was knew that in these moments we'd be sharing these videos, and it directly hit home what we're doing. You know, all the military underground bases that are being taken down is happening now, and it has been happening. But like, how relevant to know that in 2013, here we are. Fast forward to the future. I mean, it is in the middle of the mix of what she's talking about.
Absolutely. And like, God, we've seen so many shows in the skies. Like, it's really dismantling before our eyes. If you are truly in observation, you will see the cloud ships, the star fleets, like in the evenings when the sky is clear. They're just darting around, like waiting. It's like, hey, not time yet. Not time yet. A little bit more Biden, a little bit more COVID lockdown, a little bit more fear. Like, where are these people? Are they waking up? Well, are you doing your part? Are you actually spreading the truth? That's what Mom says. That's your role. Oh, thank you. It's my purple flower. Happy birthday, Dylan boy!
Happy birthday, Dylan!
If he's listening to this live stream, we love you so much. He made an awesome dinner yesterday. He's like, what about a Western country breakfast dinner? I'm like, what the hell does that look like? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, go for it. So he made it, and it was like, he used like, I feel they were pre-made pastry mix. But then I don't know what you call them here, but we call them pigs in a blanket. So he had like a sausage and a bacon, and then he wrapped it, and then he cooked it with like omelet and potato. And I was like,
it was divine.
Have that. Like, this is good shit.
Breakfast for dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are we're very busy right now because we move in 3 days. You know, we're on the road again, and we're very grateful for how Mom paved the way for us to feel settled in the last 2 months. And we have a very beautiful lineup for August. You know, we have tomorrow is the 8/8 portal. We have something very special to launch, and that is the new Crystal School platform. We're just testing it now, and the girls are doing a special live stream at 6 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. And of course, we have the new transitionary government website to launch soon after that. We're feeling into like the 9/9 portal. So we're like tying in the curriculum with the transitionary government councils. There's like 13 of them. And it's very exciting because we're moving a lot of energy amid like the dramas that go on within the team and the fractals. Like, it's not just this hub. There's like, we're all over the globe. We're around the world. We're talking, and that's where it all falls down, I feel. When you're not communicating, you're going to start making these assumptions. And it's no point going, well, I wonder how this person is, without actually putting that into action. If you're already, that being is coming into your energetic field, the angels are telling you to do something about it. Not tomorrow, now. That's how the galactic works. Like, an inspiration comes, you don't go, oh, I'll just put that on my list. You have a list this long. Now is the moment. Now is the only moment that exists in true reality. So when you're procrastinating, do understand, have the awareness that is your ego slowing your soul growth down. And there are many, many layers of this healing. Like, there's so much trauma amongst all of us. We are not only clearing timelines of karma from past lives, yo. That's a whole lot of shit on top of the experiences Mom gifted us with in this lifetime. So of course it's gonna feel like, I'm just gonna give up. Just shoot me. Just shoot this fucking mind, because it's doing my head in. Thought loops, thought. And none of them are yours, really. Your essence has no thought. Your essence is. It is. It's not even in observation. It's not even in meditation. Imagine that bliss. There is movement in silence.
Yeah, and just to touch on yesterday's triggers yesterday, I got pushed to the point, or this is of course my ego, right? Because I'm always speaking to myself first, is I felt so triggered that I was ready to either kill or be killed in this process. Like that super bravado macho-ness where you're just like, this is like the crux of all our wars of, where all this separation is. And as I began to transform and zoom down, it took me a moment. Like I got stuck in it. Normally I transform fairly quickly. And, but I feel like the last one this time to kind of catch up with the fam. And that's not usually my experience. But it's just such an old, deep rage, as we began to dissect it, we recognized that it was like a big thing on communication, so big on communication. I tend to come off as pushy and controlling, and if I'm not careful how I express certain things, it triggers people. Even though my intention could be as pure as day and just like I just need the window closed. There's other control factors that are coming out that I didn't really even know were there until I fully looked at it, because I was feeling a little rushed. I was like, okay, and then I imposed my own will on people, and it's just like, it's never good. And the beauty of it is when you do have your family there and they're just like, no, this was not correct, and you just got to take it. Like, yeah, it's fucking not correct, and I'm even more upset about it now because I'm not like in right action, obviously, and it's just like, you recognize that the importance of communication is so vital, that we are batting for the same team. We are here because of God. We have been brought together solely because of God. Only God could have orchestrated what she has done by bringing the family together the way she has. And she has different fractals all over the planet for a reason. We're all in our places for a reason, to have certain things come up that would never play out unless certain people were in your lives. Mm-hmm. And as the masculine, we have such a responsibility to just like get over ourselves. That patriarch must die. It's done. We have to be a support system for not only our brothers and sisters, but the divine feminine, who is now the rising leadership in all this. And as I say this has nothing to do with like bending over, kneeling down to them and like succumbing to the feminine in such a way. No, it's like now we raise each other as equals, right? And it's a balance. It's a complementing energy. It's not a competing energy. It's complementing. Mm-hmm. And with us masculine, if we're not like on top of our game, the dysfunction comes and it like shows itself, and we have to go into reflection right away. Or if we're in it, we have to allow ourselves the space to be in it. If you're not in it, how are you going to transform? So there's a level of honoring that process as well. But so important as masculine to build these bridges again and really be brothers and support each other. We've done the opposite for so long. We've been a war-driven planet, completely, putting down the feminine the entire way and competing within each other to try to lift each other up. I mean, I can reflect on my 3D masculine relationships, and it was like the locker room talk. It was the even though we were friends, we were like still competing within each other, always talking shit, and it's just this overall energy of just like arrogance and just like cockiness, and it's like not divine in any which way. You can see like a room full of guys watching a football game or a boxing match, and all that like bravado just comes out, and it's just like it played its role, but it's time to evolve. It's time to transform that shit. And there's only 4 masculine here in this fractal, and it comes hard. And so if we're not expressing, it builds up, and the other little triggers show up. And until finally, this other little trigger is finally the thing that breaks the back of the whole thing, and the floodgates are open, right? And I'm like, what is going on? And, there was a lack of communication. And if I reflect on all of it, it's like we all have the same intentions. We all want to take care of each other. We all appreciate, what Mom has blessed us with, the tools, everything. And we're all here to make sure we are supported. And as I looked at it, that's all we were doing is trying, we want to support each other, but the words, we're not saying that. In fact, with the words we're doing, we're causing more of an eruption. Like, it was a ping pong. Like, it was only getting worse, a yelling match, right? And it's at that point, what's the end road? Death. What's the end road? Fighting, physical, like, altercations.
Let's get out of the car. Have it on. Come on. I'm like, dude.
I was ready.
It's like, when there's no room for violence in the earth, like, you gotta look at your shit. And the divine feminine comes through. Is like, there's so much masculine wounding. We've lived in this patriarchal matrix for thousands of years, and so the feminine go into this weak dynamic, like they don't know, they look to the masculine, and the embodiment of the divine feminine is to look and be the example that Mom showed us. It's like not attached, commanding all energies into right action, being firm and standing the ground. It's like, I have this wisdom. Mom gifted me the lifetimes of training to now for me to acknowledge that I got this shit. Mm-hmm. And so with the balanced harmonics and the observation and giving insight as to what was energetically going on behind the words. It's the tone, the trauma, the power over, the unworthiness. That all plays a dynamic in one, like, standoff. Then there's three of them, three masculine. And I'm in the car going, looking out the window like, yeah, this is going to be an interesting day. We're coming into the 8-8 portal. This is huge. If you're not looking at relationships you have, you're skirting around the energy. You feel energy. It doesn't feel good. What's wrong? Nothing. Like, no, that's a lie. Let's talk about that. What is it? Go deeper. Probe. Be the stick in the mud. So we are well aware as a team that we're going to be heading into an RV space. So this is a house, a lot of movement of energy, powerful beings squashed in an RV again. What does that mean? So I said to
bring it on, angels!
Bring it on, angels! I said to the guys in the car, so I was like on my own. Mary was with us, but she was dropped off somewhere, so 3 masculine and me. I said, okay, so now that we've resolved that, if there is anything else, water under the bridge, that you need to air out, please do it now. Please, for the love of Mom, do it now. So then, okay, well, I'm kind of bothered by this, one of the masculine pipes up, and then, like, the whole thing blows up again. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna pop. This is good. This is really good. And so Mom has gifted the feminine the insights. She gifted me specifically of the vision. I feel the vision. So therefore, that is my role. I hold the vision. No matter what goes on around me, I know we're going home. That I know. You might not know that, but you have your gifts. Buddha knows something else. That's his gift. So together we form this puzzle, and this puzzle is like coming together in unity. But it's bumpy, like it's painful. It ain't pretty. It ain't the hum on top of the mountain. That lifetime's like thousands of years ago. Buddha already did it. Okay.
Boring.
Yeah. So within the movement, there is stillness. Meditation is a way of being. It's our life. That is Mom. And there's no attachment. When it comes to attachment, it gets really sticky. There's ownership. There's jealousy. There's fucking rage. All of that lower dynamic play out. It's intertwined. And that's why it's really important to look at the dysfunction within your relationships, your connections, because they are your grand teachers. What are you bypassing? Because it ain't coming to heaven. You are 5D. You are the disclosure. Your higher self embodiment is the decloaking. That means until that happens, you won't see the event externally. You won't see the mass full disclosure, the third waivers, until you have your shit together. Because your role is to help the third waivers. Second waivers, big responsibility. First waivers, big responsibility. And it's an honor. It's a privilege. It's a blessing. I'm very grateful, Mom. Went outside, I was like painting balls. I was just like jittery, like a lot of energies. So I went outside and I just touched the grass. It was wet. It was nighttime. And I'm like, Mom, I honor you. I honor you. And she said, Jerry, it's going to be worth it. And I just bawled my eyes out. I'm like, how much longer? She says, you're doing good. Keep going. Mom never complimented anyone because that was an opportunity for the ego to take that. It's like, yeah, that's me. It ain't about you. It ain't about me. It ain't about Buddha. It's about unconditional love. We're just the vessels.
I have a sharing from one of our Facebook groups. Thank you, Faith, for sharing this. So she didn't write this, but one of the people in one of the groups that we are part of did. And it says, what if I told you that I get possessed by God all the time? And it happens more and more. And it was a woman. This not some cutesy little game or trick. I believe there are more like me out there. We all hear the whispers, but I believe that women or feminine beings can hear it louder, but are taught not to listen. This entire world was built against women, against God. Let's have a chat, friends. Our ancestors were closer to aliens because they were closer to her. We turned away from aliens and we turned away from God when we turned away from God. Our siblings laugh and cry and avoid us because we choose violence against the universe, against the mother, against the first womb. The purpose of a woman is to keep herself pure and men pure. Men are the most vulnerable of the soul and women are vulnerable of the body. She gives the rib. The creator creates the creator first. She is the magic. And he is the lightning bolt, the protector, the provider. The rest of her, and she, the recharging of him. Let's chat about it. This is the most important thing humans are meant to discuss. Love.
Wow. Absolutely on point. Because balance harmonics, it has to balance out. This pendulum swing. Patriarchy. We had matriarchal civilizations for eons. Everything was peaceful. We were in 5D unity consciousness in Lemuria. Boom. The real story of creation. The dark forces came down here, wanted to rule this planet, wanted to take, and wanted the power and keep having the power. Mom coming down here in the physical changed all that. She kept coming down the physical. She's like, come on, Royal Angels, gotta do it again. Like, really? Yep, let's go. Down here again. Fuck. Damn it. So David says, everyone thinks I'm an asshole, lol. Till they talk to me, I give off that vibe, I guess. Yeah, we all have a bit of the dark. A lot of the dark sometimes. But it's also a projection. And Anna says, women raised for tea. Men were raised for sport. Both power struggles that need not be in our social structure, creating negative competition and consequences. Absolutely. It's not easy, but we're doing it together. So yesterday was an awesome stream. You know, we felt, a lot of feedback. Everyone really enjoyed the connection with Asil, who channels the Elohim and does sacred site ceremonies to reactivate the ley lines. We felt very connected to him as a soul brother and Ascension 1. So I feel like we might, afterwards we had a little chat and he said, look, whatever you need, I'm here for you guys. Mm-hmm. So bringing him in on a regular basis and just connecting their work with our different platforms. It's the physical manifestation of this co-creation that Mom has always envisioned. And there'll be more coming. So keep reaching out to those groups that you're with. Keep spreading the message of love. You are just the messenger. It doesn't really matter how they react. It's how you are in response to that. Mm-hmm. Like, are you keeping your center? Are you actually honoring embodiment of love, humility, compassion, kindness, patience, right? Are you triggered? Because it's like the spiraling of our soul growth. It just keeps on kind of, the micro is like, comes around again. Have you learned the divine patience yet? Nope. Okay, here you go again. Divine patience yet? Nope. Okay. And it just gets boring after a while. Bobby knows. It's boring. Like these fucking drama stories in your head. Just return to sender. Cutting cords. Like I just say that all the time in the toilet. Cutting cords. Return to sender. And like mosquitoes bite me. Like, fuck you. If you're gonna bite me, you're gonna die. And you don't exist in true reality, so you better fuck off. So when we speak that into existence, it happens. Enough of us, 100th monkey syndrome, will come together when we feel empowered enough to command those energies. Because we can command our energies, but we can't command anyone else's. But we surely can speak into manifestation something that is not real to disappear off the face of this realm, which are the Cabal insects, the fucking takers of the fly spies, whichever, and the mosquitoes that just suck blood. Mm-hmm. Just useless. Mm-hmm. Pieces of shit.
I feel for a lot of the light workers, this is a big part of their awakening as they recognize that just because it looks organic, it doesn't mean it's from Mother Earth. In other words, just because insects, the reality is insects were made in a laboratory. These pests, these bugs, these cabal bugs, spy flies, cockroaches, mites, gnats, no-see-ums, all these nuisances is what they are, right? So you're out in nature, you can't fucking sit by a tree because you're getting stung 3-4 times before you can even, take your second breath. Right? That's the design of the cabal. And same thing with weeds, There are certain plants out there that are not of Mother Nature. You can look at them. They have spikes on them. All they do is take over the garden and to suck the nutrients from them. And then they create these ugly plants. These plants, these what would appear organic material things, are not of God. So next time you see a fly, you smack that fly silly. You kill that mosquito. Majority of spiders, same thing. All of it. The rodents, the pests. All by design to keep us uncomfortable, to keep us getting sick, to keep us pushing the fear agenda. So I love it. We're out there and Jerry's like commanding her out in the right action, commanding like all the mosquitoes away, and she's like creating this shield. And it works. I'm like laughing about it because I'm still getting bit, and I'm like, because I'm like not taking it as serious. I'm getting more triggered than anything. I'm just like, fuck you, one bug. I'm out of here.
Yeah, and we were walking in. There was this mosquito on Buddha's head, and I just went, smack.
I'm just like walking along. Boom! And
I didn't even say, like, it was that
yeah, she didn't
quick.
warn me. No, hey, watch out. There's a bug.
I'm just going to, like, kill it.
Yeah, there's a part of her, like, that really, like, tough tomboy she's transforming,
right. I take full accountability.
Don't kick a soccer ball her way. She will, boom! You're like, dude, I'm right here. Like, what are you doing? She's like...
It's inner rage in me that I'm transforming. And a lot of people pleasing. That's a very big program of unworthiness within the divine feminine. And it has to stop.
Real quickly, Amanda says, "This is all makes sense now. As a kid, I always liked killing those flies like crazy."
Yeah.
And Laurel says, "I save spiders." Well, now she probably won't. Bumblebees, I protect. Good.
David is, I feel, David Fenton tuning in from, I don't know, but he has 1 acre of garden plot and he loves it.
Nice.
Wow, nice, David.
What does it say, Richard? Oh no, I'm not even gonna read that comment.
No, like, come on, Richard, get it together.
Oh no, we pray for you, buddy.
I want to read a testimonial. It's on our website, 5dfulldisclosure.org. I'm starting to gather testimonials and doing the post myself. So please, if you have an experience that you would like to share with the team, send it to us and we'll post it on the website. We do appreciate it so that other beings don't feel so intimidated to come and book a session or to come and talk to us on a private message. This is the next leap of faith. Mm-hmm. It's like you feel the truth, it resonates, you love the banter, la-di-da-di-da, and then something stops you. A lot of examples of that. And then you kind of put it in the back burner, you forget about it, and then months go by, and then it comes across your path again, and you're enjoying it again. It's like, okay, well, now take action. Now actually do something. We have plenty of suggestions every time we go on the live streams to assist you, give you examples, make it relatable to your experience. There's no soul growth when you're just listening. We've done plenty of that. Studying courses, listening to audios, that course. When are you going to get that everything you need, Mom already gave you the skills for? When are you going to get that all the random experiences of your life actually culminate to this very point in this moment of a penny dropping and you realizing you are worthy of all of this? So this is called Bliss, I Hear, and it's by Kat. Love you, Kat. Grateful for you looking after the dogs in Colorado. I cannot put into words the waves of euphoria that hit me. When the wind strikes through my hair, the sun rays heat up my skin, and my heart starts to tingle. Or when my feet touch the wet ground and I get to gaze upon this rainbow moonlight. Wow, Mom. I see us all united as one, and sing and care for Mother Earth together, learn, grow, and evolve together, merging into the oneness with all of creation. I am grateful, Mother, for this internal feelings, bliss I hear. Yes, truly. My whole soul is celebrating the grand essence of Mother in everything she created. It is a war, confusing time internally, yet It is a war, confusing time internally, yet eternally within in the heart we find our peace space. I find my happy place wherever I am, because I know you are with me, Mom. I am a conduit of light, radiating love and joy, birthing the new paradigm through being simply love in action. I thank you, Mama, for these cleansing full moon energies, for the vibrant, empowering energies streaming into the planet. Thank you for this family to share these moments with you, Mama. Bring it on, angels. I love you all with all my heart. Kat.
Yeah, beautiful Cat. Pam, checking in. Love you, Pam. Happy birthday to you. She says, thank you, Mom. I feel much better today. I was down for 3 days, including on my birthday. Every moment is a birthday. I am born anew. Thank you. Yay.
We love you, Pam. You know, it's not easy. Not easy, these contracts. A lot of you will feel very lonely. And Pam's been messaging, and I'm like, love, you got this. Mama got you. Mm-hmm. And that's that inner faith, that inner fortitude, that no matter how low you are, you just want to exit. You got this. And we're here. That's it. Mom is with you. Your angel guides are with you. The whole of Galactics are like cheering you on. Like, come on, get off the fucking floor. It ain't that bad. It's not that bad. You can. Just get up. Just fucking get up.
You can do it.
Get over it.
You can do it.
But then when you've got these ailments, like, you know, Pam had this lung infection. It's like, it's not pretty. Mm-hmm. That suffering is real in that moment.
Mm-hmm. And I can only share from my experience, but if I sit down for too long, my knees will start to stiffen up, my arch will start to fuck with me, and I get up and I look like a grandpa. I'm like, but I know the only way I'm going to get through it is movement. Like, the only way it's going to go away is I got to just get into action. So, you know, thank you, angels, for setting it up that way. But this is not unique to me. For all of us, it's like you get that stagnation, you get that irritated feeling, and then you recognize you've probably been sitting on your phone for 2 hours and you haven't moved, right? So it's recognizing that you're at that space and making the shift. You know, Jerry is awesome about it. She'll work for a few moments and then it's like, I need to ground. Boom, she'll go ground, recenter herself. And then before you know it, she's either on to the next task or back, you know, finishing what she started. And a lot of us on the team bypass that. We're just like, oh, we good, man. Like, I just breathe it in and ground it out. But you can do that anywhere, essentially. But the value is in the movement, right? The value is getting out there, having some fun on the grass, kicking the ball around, hugging a tree, you know, playing with sticks. And before you know it, you are integrating that childlike wonder, that play that creates the bliss, that creates the allowance and the flow of what you're doing next. Mm-hmm. Because now it doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like a mundane task. It's like, cool, I'm in the flow. I got the blood flowing. You know, I walk by the kitchen, I see there's a couple dishes there. Mm-hmm. You know, if I hadn't grounded, I'd probably be like, ugh, I didn't do those dishes. Someone needs to get their dishes. No, I'd just be like, cool, on to the next thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, at this point, I don't even care who left them. You know, they'll learn eventually that they shouldn't be leaving their dishes and walking away. Yeah, they're still doing it in this house, believe it or not. I've seen it. Anyhow.
Yeah, at this point in our evolution and the amount of training Mom has gifted us as a team, because we were all physically with God, those call-outs, they're kind of like redundant now. Like, if you're not learning, you'll learn it the hard way. Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of compassion for each other, because this ain't easy. This ain't easy.
And many times, right, because this is my experience, and then I recognized, like, that dish, how it was placed in there, it was completely, like, it was all good. Like, someone got a phone call or something, and they just had to put it down, and next thing you know, it was, like, you recognize it was there to trigger people, you know, because it was just so innocent the way it happened. But then it's like, you as me, as like the control maniac that I am, like, what the fuck's going on, not even looking at the entire picture of maybe how it manifested, why it's there. And it's happened to me a few times where I'm like, oh. Or I remember the other time, I think it was my dish, I was like, who left it? And I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's my dish, right? And it's it becomes more playful when you can laugh at yourself. It's just that simple.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to call things out, you know. There's too many enablers out there. Mm-hmm. I enable a lot, and I recognize that is part of the pleasing people program. And I let a lot of things go, because I also have the mother kind of busybody program. Like, that's a lot to feel into and pause with. So the more I pause, the more I don't do stuff. That's the opposite end of the spectrum. And me calling out someone in dysfunction is fairly new to me, because I'm always, you know, just keeping the peace. It's all good. I'll let that go, you know. I'm beyond that. But without pointing out that energetic, that being keeps on perpetuating it to the point where then it builds up and then it blows up. So I'll give an example. Yesterday, like, we got home and Mary was busy in the kitchen and I was too, but something triggered her. And then she went and passed this container to say, well, that could be useful for you. But she passed it in a way that it landed in front of me, like she just chucked it. I said, Mary, did you just chuck that container at me?
Was that the cookie container that was in the trash can?
No, it was just like Tupperware with some leftovers. I mean, this isn't like Mary. She literally just went, that might be useful for you. Because I said something. I said, Mary, did you just chuck that at me? She's like, I don't know, maybe. I said, no, I feel you did. Why? And she had to look at herself. Like, normally, elders, respectful, like they're in a grump, I'll leave them alone. No. We are equals. That was dysfunction. I said, if I had done that to you, I'd think there was something wrong. So anyway, she just went on this thing, and then she's like, yeah, I'm hangry because we were hungry. We hadn't eaten. And she was like, this fucking mission took 5 hours, and we were all in a grump trying to, like, get some food in us. But it's not an excuse. And that's the level of training.
And since we're throwing Mary under the bus now, I got something else to share about Mary. I love you, Mary. I know you're listening.
Love you, Mary.
So Mary's incredible, of course, right? She is awesome. She's probably one of the most organized people. She knows where things go.
Oh, that's what
She's
it
an
was.
incredible cook. She's on it, right? But what I see very often is one of her major triggers is something will be placed in the wrong place. And so I don't think there's a day that has gone by where I haven't heard her muffle under her breath how pissed off and how immature we are that we can't figure out that the butter goes here. And like I'm at a point where I'm just laughing because it's just like I see the pattern. Does she see the pattern? I don't know. She may see the pattern today, but it's one of those things where I'm like, Mary, if no one, there's 8 people here. And if we haven't had a meeting or if we haven't labeled like that drawer for that specific thing, like I'm grateful someone's putting the dishes away other than the same person, So it's like, yeah, maybe it's not placed in the right place, but at least there's movement, right? And to get so like riled up over it, Mary, like me, has a lot of control issues, and I get it. It's like, it's so simple. For us, it's simple. Like, the fucking spoon goes here, But for other people, especially we have a very, gifted family with a lot of spiritual gifts, which means half the time they're aloof, or half the time they're just like fairies and this and that, and it's just like things get left places, and I can't get mad at it no more.
Lost.
Yeah, what happened to the nail clipper? Who knows? The fairies grabbed it, and it's like finally 3 months later, we're like,
But we found Buddha's nail clippers.
I found the nail
Buddha
clipper.
found-
Thank you very much. I knew it was under the couch. Angels had told me. I was like, it's under the couch. Anywho, we love you, Mary, because she's such an asset to the team, and like once she really like harnesses that divine patience, where she'll get the trigger, but it's like water off the duck's back, and she's like, okay,
because she's transforming for the collective. In the 70-year-old bracket, 80, 90, there's a lot of control. Like, why'd you do that? What are you doing with your life? Well, that's fucked up. A lot of opinions. It's like, in our day. So, Mary's not like that at all. There's just this real fine-tunement to Mary. And we've grown as a family. Like, Mary and I, when we look at each other, we just cry. We're so grateful. It's like, oh, Mary, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's like, but she goes through a lot. Mary has aches and pains, same as everyone, but amplified, she's fucking a tough nut.
She's resourceful. It's like, that's one thing we can value, because I feel it's been a big trigger for the team, like not being attached to your tools or being attached to your things, right? But there's also a level of like honoring yourself enough, loving yourself enough to take care of your tools, take care of what you need around you, and make sure you have what you need to function and to be going through your day. And Mary's awesome about that. She, you know, if I know I don't have a nail clipper, I know who to ask. Mary's got a nail clipper. Yesterday or the other day, she wanted me to cut the tips of her hair, and I'm like, I need a comb. I don't know where my comb is. I had two in where my hair clippers were. Gone. And mind you, I've been through like 4 clippers since I've been on mission. It's unheard of. One clipper should last you 5-10 years, if not longer. Anyhow, Mary, I'm like, I need a comb. And she's like, well, I need to get more, but I got one. It got bit by a dog, and it's like chewed up on one end. But like, she's so resourceful and like so responsible and such a role model for the whole family who really, you know, in my opinion, needs to reach that level of like taking care of their shit. Yeah. You know, so we're not looking around for things last minute, so we're not losing things or having to replace them, and we all know where things go. And
yeah, so one thing about that story is Mary was then like, I didn't get my comb back.
Oh yeah.
So then I go, oh, Buddha put it away. Let me check in the clipper bag. I'm like, it's not here. I'll talk to Buddha. Like, Buddha, where's the comb? Do you know where it is?
I found it.
Did you give it to?
It was in there.
What?
Yeah, I just tuck it on the side, and it's really hard to see unless you know where it's at.
Okay, awesome.
Because it doesn't matter because I've lost like 2 good combs, even if I hide them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because this aloofness is gonna get you. This aloofness, like, I know that when I feel into something, I'm holding something, and I'm just gonna put it here. I know, Angel's like, don't put it there. It's like, it's not where it lives. Okay, and I have to make an extra effort to go up the stairs, put it back, because I know
if you don't,
I am such a whirlwind that in the kitchen, I don't even know where I've put the fucking scissors. It's like, where did I put it? I don't know. Now there's no scissors. Now the team can't find the scissors because the scissors travel around.
You have 3 pairs of scissors. They never stay in one place.
So Mary, Dylan says she's so triggered. Mary's triggered. She's cool.
Yeah, she got it.
So like Dylan has this thing. He walks into the smoke room. And he's like, Jerry, where's your phone? It's orange, right? It's bright. I'm like, it's on top of my computer. He's like, no, it's not. I said, well, you nicked it. You have it. He's like, no, don't. Where is it? I'm like, where I put it last. He's like, where was that? So he's like, poke. We're all poking each other. So it's a very beautiful experience. Not easy, really triggering. Like, you feel yourself. You feel like, and you're glitching, but then you're like, it's you. Get over it. It's funny. Have a laugh. Sometimes I'm chuckling. It's so funny by myself because I'm so dumb at times. And so we're watching Inside Out, and it's a beautiful archetypal movie of all of these different ego traits that play out, you see. And we're laughing because each character represents someone in the team. And I was sitting there, and Mr. Anger is like Buddha going, and then they finally use a superpower to open this window, and I was like, yeah, we're transforming that shit to superpowers for sure. And he's so triggered because I'm like poking him all the time. I said, because you can actually take it. I wouldn't be poking you if you couldn't take it.
Just kidding.
So thank you all for receiving our call outs. Love you, team. I wanted to just cover this workshop quickly for the Crystal Schools and play a little video from the Daily Disclosure show.
Okay.
We have a beautiful lineup of Crystal School workshops starting on the 14th. It covers introduction to what Crystal School is about, the vision, universal laws. We then cover self-love and disciplines. Parenting without programming. This is going to be huge for everybody. Like, you don't even have to have children to have value in attending this workshop. We have taboo topics, phases of evolution between the cycles of 1 to 7, 8 to 14, 15 to 21 years of age, what that looks like. We have understanding energy, spiritual gifts, developing them, and finally human design and numerology. It's going to be jam-packed full of value nuggets that everybody, I would highly recommend, to come and participate. And it's really good value for money. We always ensure that it's accessible to everyone. You can even get on a payment plan for $111.11. That's like it's a steal.
Yeah, I can't think of a better value for a private school. I mean, you compare this to any other curriculum outside of 5D full disclosure, you're paying out the wazoo just to get your children involved. So this is such an awesome way to get introduced to what we are doing, what is being guided by Mother God's divine plan. And it's huge, you guys. So not only do we need your participation, but we need you to share this and let other parents know, let other potential parents know, newly couples who are planning on having a family, to get involved with this, because you're not only going to help your children, you're helping yourself in this whole process.
And the collective. Because there's a lot of dysfunction with parenting and a lot of dysfunction within ourselves because we weren't taught how to be divine. I learned a lot from running workshops. It's like, there's a lot of truth nuggets that have to be absorbed bit by bit. Like one go isn't enough. You have to go at it again. You have to be in the process, actually involved in the process. And that's the beautiful thing, is like, if you're committed to your soul growth, you will see the value in these workshops because you're part of New Earth. Yep. You're part of the transitionary government. And if that feels daunting to you, it's just a seed. We're just planting it. It's okay. You can let it go. We'll come back to it.
Yeah. So 8/8 portal tomorrow, going live tomorrow. What do you need to do?
I just want to play the Daily Disclosure show.
It's ready to go. I just wanted to say something real quick.
Cool
Thanks. 2 more days left of the sale. 2 more days. That's 50% off the entire site. Are you kidding me? And yes, it will be going off in 2 days. We will not be extending this sale any longer. Please take advantage of what we are putting together through love to have the ultimate blessings in your home. Read the testimonials. These plasma pyramids are amazing. They will transform your entire area, your house, your home, where you're growing food, your refrigerator, your Wi-Fi, all of that. It takes it out. It completely counters it. So I think that's it, what I was going to say.
Thank you. I wanted to play with the controls, but Buddha's like, don't touch it.
Oh, that was my control. You see that? Yeah.
He's like, what? I just want to say 2 things. I'm like, but I just want to play.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know what you were doing. I had set it up already.
Okay,
so
but it's still like sharing, but I wanted to exit.
Exit what?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Oh, you mean like this? So you do something like this.
Right.
And then you're going to get ready
and then
again.
I'm just going to pull it up. Like, simple as a dimple. You're fucking like... Every time the stream ends, this is like... Mom, like, plays this control thing out again. It's like, when are you guys going to get it?
When you learn the controls, damn it! I've taught her like 8 times the same thing over and over again. So
really?
Just more patience, I guess.
Thank you, because I'm going to keep fucking it up till that thing is dissolved, because the angels like to play.
I'm happily dissolving right now on live in these moments.
Transformed.
I am making every effort because I don't like this shit.
Nope.
The control is deep, yo, and it's subtle. It's like sometimes it's so small, and I'm just like...
And Buddha's like, why did you say that? Why did you do that? They didn't even ask for your help. I'm like, I'm dissolving like people-pleasing programs. Like, he doesn't see how much I'm worried. He's like, well, you're doing it again. It's like, well, you're doing it again. It's like, okay, I have compassion for this. Mom trained us for this. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. We're there. We're home. Everything gonna be good. It already is.
Everyone's seen that meme, like, your spiritual awakening. There's a picture of a little kid with the boot on his face, and it's just like, oh, and then it zooms out, and it's like his arm in the boot, like pushing himself down. And you're like, aha. Mm-hmm. You're your own worst critic. You're your own worst enemy. The battle's within.
Yep.
Breakdown to breakthrough. Come on, people.
Absolutely. So, love you, Buddha. Here we go.
we need younger people who don't have as many attachments and who still have like the
excitement and the energy and the passion to lead the way, and who aren't tied down by marriage and children and houses and this and that, the other thing, and a career and blah, blah, blah. Too many people don't have the balls to leave all of that. That's just the reality.
And they make the trends. That's the thing, and I feel like it leads into this next video that she's going to show about TikTok and disclosure, why TikTok is important. Not that anybody is obligated to get a TikTok, but why disclosure will leak or begin through TikTok is because that TikTok, like when I'm on my Facebook feed, I read my Facebook feed not because I believe it, but because I want to see what people are saying. And I am genuinely curious, not that it's like I want to focus on low vibrations or anything like that. I just want to see what people are talking about. A lot of people talk about TikTok trends. A lot of articles are TikTok stories. Like TikTok there's an influence there. And it's like, it's big when someone like Buddha, again, a man in his 40s, has TikTok. Like, Gab has TikTok. 40-something years old, like, yes, it's because we have it and they're curious, but they like it too. It's for everybody. There's a lot of older people on TikTok. Like, yes, there's a lot of Gen Z, of course, because that was their thing, but there's a lot of millennials that eventually got on it. And there's a lot of older people that have their families help them or stuff like that, or they do it themselves and they can create videos and it's funny, or they're super successful. Like, all possibilities exist on TikTok, and I feel like it's really helped people like connect, and
like we have to go through those same emotions, those same feelings, and ultimately transform them to say, okay, well, no matter what, every being is playing their part, right? Every single being has a role. I don't know what their role is. It's not my place. I'm not mom. I'm not the creator, so it's none of my business. It's none of my business, really. What people's roles are is none of my fucking business. And that's how everyone has to start looking at it. You can't have judgment because you just be judging yourself, and ultimately what other people's contracts are none of your fucking business. That's how we move forward. Process doesn't happen overnight. We're still in the process, but for the most part we've let it all.
Woohoo!
Get 'em. Love you.
Beautiful. The Daily Disclosure Show. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. For the price of 2 cups of coffee a month, you get over 30 shows. Uncensored, untamed, in your face. And this is a great way to support the mission, what we do as a collective. All this free content we give out on a regular basis, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And all we ask is for you to do your little part. Give a little every month to continue to see this flourish. We have dedicated our lives to this. Nothing is more important than Mother God's divine plan. We do this for the children. We do this for every single one of you. Now we know, like Aora was saying, everyone has different ties, which is why the millennials, the younger generation, are so important to step up and into mission. They don't have the mortgage. They don't have the wife and 2 kids that they're trying to raise. So we need those younger people to fully come into their own. Now for those older people, those baby boomers, those 40 plus somethings that maybe it's just a little too late for you to give it all up, and but you want to support, subscribe. Subscribe to our Daily Disclosure Show. This helps complement everything we are doing. We all work together in this. We're all in this together. So we encourage you. Stop the hesitation. Stop convincing yourself that you can't afford it, because you can. And I've seen it over and over again. You give to God's plan, it comes back to you 10,000-fold. You're already blessed beyond measure. These are your tests to say, hey, I honor and I value God's plan enough that I'm willing to give my little piece. Boom.
Pamela says, thank you, First Contact Ground Crew Team. We will be together again. Yippee! Woo! Woo! Thank you, Divine Mother of all creation. Thank you, Cosmic Parents, for our bro stars and sis stars.
Aww,
love.
We love you, Pam. She's so awesome.
Well, we are a wrap. George will be back for his Roadside Nuggets later today. And we will be back here for the 8-8 portal tomorrow.
Woohoo!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey, hey,
Hey, love as one and joy reigns. Na 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 na.
Joy.
Na 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 na.
Joy